What's up, guys? Sega Man back. Want to make this video, man, and this video is going to be called Xbox Branded because that's who I am as a gamer. I mean, everybody knows out there that that knows I have a channel, that subscribes to my channel, that listens to my Xbox Alpha podcast. For the most part, know that I'm an Xbox gamer, diehard gamer actually. But I also collect vintage systems. But with gaming through the years and gaming of today, I'm Xbox branded. You see, a lot of people out here, they still want to keep up the rubbish and toxicity, out here. But there's one thing that's really good about being an Xbox fan and gamer, which I love the most. I met some really good brothers on here. When I went on Xbox Live, not basically Xbox Live on the OG Xbox, I did have some friends on there that I played whack with, and I actually lost touch with them. I don't know if they're still on or whatever, but I did make some friends there. But basically, it was playing Mech Assault and bull crapping, having laughs and good fun, with everybody on there. But it was never where I would actually stay friends with them and actually, become really good, friends with them. Like, for instance, my brother Hebot. I've been friends with Hebot for a long time. For a long time, man. And Hebot, he reached out to me, you know what I mean, and wanted to interview me because he's seen the stuff I was doing on my channel, with, collecting Sega Genesis and, Sega Saturn and Dreamcast, all that good stuff, TurboGrafx, all those systems I own. And I found out that was actually an Xbox guy. And I would watch these brothers like him 100, you know, do podcasts, and I didn't do podcasts at the time, and defend Xbox to the utmost. Next gen, I mean, he did do it, and I don't hate next gen at all. Regardless, he's still a brother, you know what I mean, and I don't hate next gen. You know what I mean? I don't like what he does, but he has to do what he has to do, and that's fine. I've moved on. I have no ill will towards next gen. You know what I mean? I and then I used to listen to people like Crap Gamer. And this is when I didn't really know YouTube gaming that much. I just knew these were guys I wanted to listen to because they were positive about Xbox. There wasn't all that negativity back in 2013 because of the DRM and calling it the 720p box. And then the next thing you know, and I think Porter Rock actually started this, was one of the ones that started saying that Xbox has no games. Xbox got no games or Xbox has no games. That has really, that just really saturated the gaming community by that narrative saying that Xbox, had no games. When Xbox One came out, it had the better uh, game lineup that came out for the next gen systems back then. With the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Who had the better games? It was Xbox. Some people might not want to admit that, but it was with games like Killer Instinct, Rise Son of Rome. Um, what else did they come out with? I can't think of the game right now. I love the game and I still play it right till this day. I can't remember the name of it right now, guys. It's rolling off the tip of my tongue. It's the game that they won over there that Insomniac made. You guys know what I'm talking about. I still once in a while go back and play that game because it was a beautiful art style and very open world like game. It was really cool. Sunset Overdrive, okay? They had the better lineup of games. They really did. You know what I mean? So, you know, I've always been Xbox dude. There wasn't really all that stuff going on with OG Xbox. The 360, yes, people argued back and forth. But when the Xbox One came out, uh, it just got worse in 2013. See, guys, one thing you guys got to know about Sega, man. I would hear people talk about how bad Xbox was, but I never really fed into it until I really got like dipped my hand into doing videos on it and YouTube and you know fighting a good fight like the other brothers were when I first started doing that, defending my brand, which is Xbox. At the beginning, I really didn't care because I really enjoyed my Xbox One. I didn't care back then, and to be honest with you, I don't care right now. I don't care how powerful the console is. Okay, I don't care if it's 720p. That's just me. I'm a gamer. I don't really care about that. I mean, yes, there's beautiful graphics. The Xbox Series X, yes, it is the most powerful console on the planet, and it does have the better versions of the multiplats, and it is better graphically, you know. But I don't care about that. I don't make videos about it. You know, I don't make in front of PlayStation 5, making videos on PlayStation 5 and constantly being out there making videos about PlayStation. Okay. I don't like what the company Sony does with their PlayStation 5 and how they do their consumer base, to be honest with you. Okay. I don't like their business practices when it comes to people that spend over $500 on a system. Okay. And they don't deliver because they're not delivering. They're not. They're really not. They're doing things to make you spend more money, way more money in the games that you purchase. And with Xbox, with Game Pass, Ultimate Game Pass, that's not happening. It's a very positive uh, solution if you're on a budget and you're a budget gamer. It just is. Just like Netflix. It's the gaming of Netflix. Okay, and it does really attract the consumer. That's why it is doing so well. Nobody don't need to worry about how many people are on Ultimate Game Pass or Game Pass. It's doing very well. Okay, people do that to have clickbait channels, and I'm not going to mention the guy. I don't really like the guy. He's a kind of a tech guy, but he's just at first he was okay, but now that's all he focuses on, and he's just I hate to say this, but he's part of the toxicity. He really is. You know, and what's a shame is that some of these channels out here, guys, you know, that say they're Xbox and get all these free things, don't do nothing but talk honestly bad about Xbox. You know, Xbox needs to do more, and Xbox this and Xbox that. Okay, that's what they do, and they get all this stuff, and it's wrong. In my opinion, it's wrong. You should give this stuff to people like Hebot 100 and all those guys, and Unlimited and all those guys that are positivity about Xbox. Okay, and that are Xbox branded. Those guys are Xbox branded. People like Outer Zinc, Other Zinc. I keep calling him Outer Zinc, but they clowned me about that on the last show. Tuckmaster, T Reaper, myself, Hebot, E-Rock, you know, all of us that are definitely Xbox branded. You know what I mean? So that stuff never bothered me. Yes, they made mistakes, okay? They're correcting them. And Xbox is doing very well right now. And there's going to be bigger and better things to come. Doesn't matter if somebody left the initiative, okay? It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that it's doom and gloom for Xbox. They can be replaced, and I'm not saying that to be mean, but they can be replaced. They did not invest all this money for people like me that are Xbox branded that buy every IP that comes out from Microsoft Studio. I own every IP that comes out from Microsoft Studio. I own the Gears. I own the Forzas. I own the Halos. I own the Fables and stuff like that. I own the IPs that they come out with and that they make. I own them. Super Lucky's Tales. Things like that. I buy my games. And I'm highly invested in the Xbox ecosystem. It's to the point now with gaming that I don't know how to really explain to it's to the point where every little thing, honestly, this is just me being honest, every little thing that Microsoft Xbox does is ridiculed. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. They're always ridiculed all the time. To be honest with you, I really do not see a lot of diehard Xbox guys out here ridiculing PlayStation 5 and making thousands of videos about it. I don't see it. I see some stuff on Twitter sometimes where they might make in front of like Game Pass versus them having to pay full price for their games and different things like that, but they're not doing it 24/7. I pay attention to that stuff. And I don't see them do it as much as these toxic, adolescent PlayStation trolls. I just don't see them doing it. You know what I mean? And believe me, there's going to be more to come. They're lying dormant. The next time Aaron Greenberg or what's the other? Oh, or Phil Spencer, even Major Nelson, those guys say something, they're going to turn it around and make it into a negative. And for the life of me, as a gamer, as long as I've been a gamer and a collector, because I am definitely an OG of gaming, and that'll be till the death. You know what I mean? That this stigma about Xbox needs to end. It really needs to end. But I know in my heart and soul, as long as Xbox is around, and I don't see them gone anywhere. I don't. Microsoft is just a juggernaut of a company. Satya Nadella is fully on board with the gaming sector of Microsoft, and it's not going nowhere. For instance, okay, and this is really sad, and it was brought to our attention on The Exile how a guy that had a sock account, it doesn't matter if he has a sock account. People can't say, well, that was a sock account. I don't give a shit if it was. He shouldn't have said what he said about Satya Nadella's son. That is very disrespectful and hateful, mean thing to say about a man's son or daughter or whoever. You just don't say stuff like that because the person that made that sock account, how would you feel if somebody said they're glad your mother died or your grandmother or somebody in your family? How would you feel about it? Would you laugh about it and laugh it off? That's just the thing. These kids today that make eSock's account, and I hate to say it, some of these grown ass kids that make these sock accounts and talk bullcrap like they do, like they did with Satya Nadella, they need to be handled. They really do. Social media sometimes goes too far. This is gaming. Okay, it's not about talking about uh, people that have passed away, dead people in other people's family, like Satya Nadella. That has nothing to do with this toxicity and that's going on here about gaming. He has nothing to do about that, but you want to go and do that for some kind of fame or notoriety. This is how stupid people are today out here in gaming. I've never, ever, ever seen nothing like this in my life, man. And the racism in gaming. I've never ever seen nothing like it ever in my life. You know what I mean? For people like me that are Xbox branded and my crew to enjoy Microsoft's Xbox and what they have to bring to the table when it comes to gaming, people just want to ridicule it. Trolls want to ridicule everything that they do. When they are they're number one right now when it comes to satisfying the consumer when it comes to gaming. They're number one. Game Pass cannot be beat. They're number one. All right, they are. We get games all the time, weekly, almost. Brand new games, and it doesn't matter if it's a triple A, and it doesn't matter if it's a double A. It doesn't matter. Even if they're indie games, they're games. They're brand new games that come to the table, and some of those games end up blowing up and becoming triple A games. That's what it's all about with Game Pass and ID at Xbox. Okay? That's what it's all about. But I wanted to make this video, guys, telling you that people like me that are Xbox branded, we're built, we have like a bulletproof vest, Teflon built when it comes to Xbox. You're never ever going to change us. We're not going to drop our Xbox and go to PlayStation or Nintendo. We're just not going to do it. Even if Xbox was to go away today, I'm not going to change who I am. I will go down in history on YouTube, Sega Man saying it right now, that I'm a die-hard Xbox fan. And nothing's ever, ever going to change that. No man, no woman, nobody is going to ever change that about me. You know? I will always be an Xbox fan. A die-hard. I do truly bleed green. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. All right, so peace and love, guys. Xbox for life. We don't die. We definitely do multiply. And for always, always from now on, with Phil Spencer, Uncle Phil, will always be eating good over here with Ultimate Game Pass, guys. Peace. Jump in.